Welcome guys to last class. What we learned is we have loaded S3 data in this file into Redshift. So using copy command, and this copy command we have ran into Init tool. Okay, so this class we learn how you can execute these things using Lambda. So let me see. I have started my cluster, and this is up and running fine. And if I'll do the same things, copy command that we have done in last class, it is working fine. It is data is loaded successfully. Okay, so you can see data is there. Okay, so I will truncate data and I will do the same things using Lambda. Okay, using Python you can say. Inside the Lambda we will write the code in Python. So you can say that using Python how you can automate this process whenever that file will come into S3, and then it will automatically load it into this table. We don't have to write the code here. Okay, so we will go to our Lambda console. Okay, this is my Lambda console. You can go to your AWS and search for Lambda. You will get this like this. So first of all, for reading this Lambda, to connect to the Python, connect to the Redshift using Python, we need scopg2 library. That is the module, and that is if you go to the Google and search what is scopg2 in Python, you will see that this is the PostgreSQL database adapter for Python programming language. Okay, so internally Redshift using PostgreSQL only. Okay, Redshift is the database that internally used by Redshift. Okay, so to connect to Redshift or Postgre using Python, we need scopg2 library. Okay, so we have to build the layers, and we have to use this layer, because if you write import scopg2, it will not work in your Lambda. Okay, let me show you. I have the code written in I have the code here. Okay, so I think I've closed it. Let me open. Okay, so this is the code. So this is the import statement that you have to do. But if you try to import this one, because this is in Lambda, so it will give you error that this library is not found. So you have to create the layer. So first of all, I will create the layer. Let me go to Lambda layer. You can see I already have created the layer here. Okay, I have one video where I have created layers. You can create the same. You can use the same video and you can create this layer. So I will not create the layer here. I already have the layers. I will go to the function, and let me know if you have any problem in creating layers in comment. So we'll go to function. We'll go to create, and I will write function name s3 to Redshift. Okay, and I will take here Python 3.7 and existing role also I have created. Okay, S3 full access rule, because this Lambda I'm taking data from Redshift, means I'm taking data from S3. So this Lambda should have access of your S3 folder and all. So I've given the role, and then I will create. Okay, now if you go here and try to import G2, I will make this little bigger and deploy here and run it. Okay, test. will get error like this is not module not found. Actually, this is PG2 is also written, but actually because the net problem sometimes it happen like when you have deployed that time it has taken till here. Okay, so what you do is you have to redeploy it again, wait for some time. Okay, wait for some time and then deploy. And for checking purpose, you can refresh it and see what is here. This is a problem if you don't have good net connection. It will give. So this is the Psychop G2. I'll test it. Now it will give no module found. So in that case, what to do? I will add the layer. The layer. Click on the layer, add layer, and then the custom. You will find this one. Okay, add it. Now I will test. Okay, so I'm not getting any error. It's successful, means I'm able to successfully import the G2 library. Now to come to the code, to connect to the database from the Agenity, we have used username, password, and host name, and what is my database port. All those things we have already used in Agenity and we connected. But through the Python, you have tried the same into here. You have provide this. So what I will do, I will just create one variable called credential, and I will put here. Okay, this is a credential. And then last class we have discussed how to attach the role and all. This is the role associated with my Redshift. So I have to take this role. Okay, this is the role. Two things we need, and then bucket. First time I will hard code. Okay, hard code. I will hard code the bucket name. Okay, now I need to create the connection. So this is the 2 line of code where we need to that will create the connection. Okay, I will delete this things. This line is not required. So what this you people will understand. This is very easy. This is just I'm preparing one connection string where I'm passing the DB name, port, user, password, and host name. And from where we are getting this all these things, we are getting from this dictionary. In the dictionary, we have defined DB name, username, password, of everything. So from the dictionary, I'm taking the key, I'm getting the value. So we'll get connection string, and this connection string will pass into connect function that is provided by Psychop G2 library. Okay, this line is, and then now this will create the connection. Okay, these 2 lines. So after doing these things, okay, I will deploy and test whether this connection is successful or not. Once the connection is successful, then we can execute the query from here on. Deploy it. Okay, and then test. Okay. See, you can see that connection is ran successfully, and this is the our database detail that we have passed: username, password, host name, everything. And this is the connection object. We are printing the connection object also here. If you see, this is the connection object we are printing. This is fine. So now next step is I need to execute this command. Okay, this is the command that I need to execute using Python, means from Lambda. So I will keep this command into one variable called SQL query. SQL query, query, and it will be one string. Okay, simple string here. Okay, now I want to pass this bucket name, this format using I want to configure this thing, because next time if some bucket will different file will come, so it will run. It won't run the same every time. We don't have to run the same bucket. Okay, otherwise let it be. Next time I will customize this. I will configure this one the next time. Okay, SQL query I have, and then we have to run this. To run the command, we just need to use cursor that we have created here, and first we'll run the truncate. If data is there, it will truncate, and then it will load this. So from cur dot execute, we have to execute our SQL query. Okay, this is my SQL query. I will execute. Okay, let me deploy it. Okay, for deploying, refresh it and check whether the statement is everything deployed correctly or not. Okay, this is fine. We have credential defined here, where we are having role name. We are using credential here. You can see we are configured credential, but role name we are not using still, because role name we are directly passing here. So we will configure later. And now I will go here and let's see what is there in data. In the table, what is there? If you see, nothing is there. So now I will run this one. Okay, I will run this code. Test it. So what is that? Success. So now if you see here and run it, this is done. Okay, so you have learned how you can execute any query from Python, and that Python we are doing into from Lambda. Okay, so now we will make it production ready code, like in the production or in the company real time. We will not hard code this value, and the first thing that this one username, password, this one all things you don't have to keep in the same code. Either you can use secret manager, AWS service, where you have to keep the username, password, or you can use the configuration file. In the configuration file you can keep everything, and otherwise you can use environment variable. And if you use configuration file, you have to secure that password using base 64 encoder decoder, or you can use other encoder decoder also. You have to decode it and write into, you have to encode it and write into the file, and while reading it you decode it and then use in your code. So you have to be careful using this username, password in the code. Okay, so currently